Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is Randall's Island, Cat 3-4 this time, from last Sunday. A little spoiler alert here, that was my best, let's put it this way, my dream scenario in the race here. What I'm dreaming on the entire season in Randall's Island, to get into a winning move, and I just blew it up. So in this race, I will break down my mistakes, okay, and I will chip in with my comments every now and then. We are now at the neutral lap. As usual, I'm always trying to get to the front because, as you guys know, the racing starts from the get-go. My idea for this race was, my goal was very simple. Obviously, if an opportunity presented itself, I will always change my goals, but my goal was very simple: just follow the wheels, stay in the front, and follow the wheels in of the first, I don't know, 5 to, between the first and 10th wheel. Stay around that front of the race, but don't try to create any moves. Don't try to initiate anything until the last, I don't know, I'll say even last lap, last 2 laps maybe, the most. And the reason for it, if you guys are following the races that I had on the last 2 or 3 Randall's Island races, is my goals and my tactics were really different, and I didn't succeed, unfortunately. I'm still trying to get that W, and I was trying to get into moves, early moves, and create the moves myself. And actually, I think last race, if you guys saw it, I was actually managed to get into a breakaway, and unfortunately I was all by myself though for like 2 laps, and it really hurt and burned me. And I realized that, listen, all by myself I can't do it, but theoretically I'm supposed to be able to stay in a breakaway with 2 or 3 other guys. So again, if the opportunity presented itself, awesome, and if not, I will just wait till the end of the race when everybody else hopefully are tired, and put everything else I have on the line at the last lap. Maybe again 2 laps to go. Again, that was my goal before coming into the race. So that's the neutral lap here, and we about to start. I'm gonna let you guys watch it, and we'll join you with comments whenever I see that things are getting interesting. Alright, so right away from the get-go, as you can see, things are getting interesting. And Carl, the guy in the front now, passes my teammate Patrick, putting a dig here right at the get-go. I mean, that's actually expected, but he's a very, from knowing Carl, knowing from racing with him in the past, he's very good at, how would I say it, in sprints and short efforts. He would not sustain a very long effort for a long time. So he can put like very short, strong bursts of speed and then slow down. Usually that's what he's doing right now. But I'm just watching the guys in the front. I'm watching who's the players, who's coming to play, who's strong. And I'm noticing right away the guy in front of me, the NYCC guy, really strong. And you'll see the entire race, and at least from the video that I captured of him, you'll see how strong he is. He's really probably one of the strongest guys in this specific race. And here's my teammate in the front here, Patrick, doing a great job. Patrick, if you're listening to this, I don't think you have to be in the front and control the race. You are burning yourself. That's, the way I see it. Oh, so he's chasing Carl still here. That's putting another burst here. But Patrick is a strong dude, man. And he's always trying to keep everything together. He's using a lot of his matches staying in the front. I love the way he's racing. But, hopefully if he's trying to win, and he should be able to win a race like Randall's, maybe he should just try to conserve a little more energy. Because I see him in the front maybe a little bit too much. That's my humble opinion. Hopefully he's agreeing with me. Anyway, Carl is still in front here, and he's putting digs. I can see right away. You can see on my power here, I'm reaching like 600, 400 watts at times, and he's just putting those little digs here, and then slow down, just as expected. Anyhow, let's continue the race. Patrick again in the front, motoring. Now we gotta move off the left, and as you can see, I'm shuffling between wheels. I'm never gonna let myself drop all the way back behind, let's say 5th, 6th, 10th wheel the most. That will be even too far back for my liking in Randall. So the guy in the front actually managed to get in a little break here, got himself a little gap going, and I felt obviously I could have burned a match and sprint to him, but I felt like I'll let other people go. It's still the beginning of the race. Remember what I told you in the beginning. I'm trying to conserve energy whenever I can and just follow the right moves. I felt that it's too early, and I knew, I had a feeling we're gonna bring him back, even though, let's put it this way, he's a strong dude here. So again, the NYCC guy, let me get his name right, hold on a second. Alright, Glenn. Sorry buddy, I'm really bad with names, man. I can't remember my own name. I swear to God. Anyway, Glenn here, the NYCC guy in front of me, was literally in the front of the race, breaking wind the entire race, you can say. Because as you can see, he's chasing moves. He's in the front here. I'm second wheel. And again, I'm a little bit of a douchebag, and I feel it right here, because really I should be helping them, but look at the wattage he's putting in the front there, and he's going 40 kilometers an hour here. That's pretty fast. And again, I'm trying to conserve energy. I'm trying to stick to my plan. And yeah, Glenn buddy, you are freaking strong as hell. So apologizing for not helping you here, but again, I'm trying to stick to my plan here. Alright, so Glenn here is getting close to almost a full lap all by himself. And as you can see now, guys will attack on the left. That's actually Patrick. And as soon as I saw the Veselka guy getting on his wheel, I was on the... actually on alert right away. Again, just shuffling. I'm trying not to see the wind. Doing my best. And just stay in the front. What you guys don't see is basically about 20 plus guys behind us. So there's always movement in the front. There's almost like a little art, so to speak, to stay in the front, but try not to break the wind. But anyway, it's a little bit of a... I feel now that I'm looking at it, actually, everybody that watching, I'm sorry. Again, that was my tactics. I'm trying to get that W in this race. And I didn't want to start chasing right away because I knew I can get myself tired. It's enough like sprinting out of those corners. You can see 700-800 watts to get yourself tired. But as you can see, Patrick, again, chapeau my friend, is getting the guy in the pink, I forgot the name of the teams, back. And let's see if that's the move. No, that's not the move. I'm actually closing a gap here that Carl let open. Just getting to the front again, making sure no gaps are opening. This could be a potential threat here. We have a few very strong guys in the front here, and if a little gap is opening to the back and I'm not in the front, that could be the end of it. So, you know, closing gaps. That's the name of the game. And counter attack again. That's a second attack by the same guy. What do you do when you're catching you? If you're strong enough, attack again. Again, I'm watching the front, always with my eyes to the front. If a gap is opening, if it's too big, I will leapfrog and try to get myself into the front. Always, that's my goal. Stay in the front, but don't work too hard. Easier said than done sometimes. Alright, look how fast it could happen sometimes. You see, both of them went one to the right, one to the left, which forced me to put almost 900 watts to close the gap, because if a gap opens here to land in the front, which again, to remind you, is really strong, that could be the end of it. And again, see, so here I'm actually trying to play smart. The second NYCC guy I felt is not as strong as Glenn, so I let him go. But as soon as I saw the Veselka guy actually goes, that's again a threat, and the Veselka guy is really strong. I know him from the first few races at Randall's in the beginning of the year, so I know he can stay in the front. And I'm doing whatever I can to close the gap. So if you guys noticing in the last couple of laps, even though my tactic, my goal here is to try to conserve energy, I just can't. I have to close gaps one after another. So here's my first excuse. Even before the winning move happened, I burned so many matches trying to close gaps and stay in the front, just to stay in the front, that already I was hurting. Alright, and this is how the winning move happened here. I'm already burned from closing gaps, and guess what happens here? I gotta close yet another gap. Another 800 watts effort, and this is really hurt. But what happens behind me right now, everybody hurting the same, and there are gaps opening everywhere. Andrea, my teammate, got dropped, I saw, and I had to close yet another gap. I am on my limit here, but this is it. This is the winning move. This is how it happened, and I noticed right away behind us there's a big gap, and now my tactic actually goes off the window. This is it. I realized, okay, I know I wanted to conserve energy all the way to the end of the race, and the guy that actually initiated the move on my left here got himself dropped of the race. I think he went off-road here, unfortunately for him. And I'm finding myself here with Jack in front of me here, and Glenn in the front with a big gap. We probably opened a 10-second gap in no time right now. And I realized, okay, this is a potential move, a winning move. I don't care about my tactics right now. I'm helping them. I don't care how much I'm hurting. And it's only the beginning of the race. If you look down here, we are 16 minutes into the race. And I'm probably already at an average of like 320 watts or something like this. And guess what I do? I go as hard as I can to maintain, to sustain that speed, going as aero as I can, going into 400 watts. And that's really hurt. That's way above my threshold. But what I'm trying to do here is I'm telling myself very simple. If I am already in the break, if I'm committed, I have to try to create a separation. Right now I need to work as hard as I can in order to create a separation, and later on we're gonna all three of us hopefully gonna settle down into a rotation and get that thing going. And that's what in my mind, because I've been through so many breakaway attempts over the last season. None of them really succeeded, and I always burning myself. And I wanted this break to succeed. So if you look at my wattage, it almost didn't go below 400 for the last, I don't know, 20-30 seconds in my pool, and I'm still going above 300 here at times. So it really hurts, but this is what necessary to create a breakaway. Look at the wattage, it's just keeps on climbing and Glenn, my friend, you are an animal. Here is yelling that we have a gap, and he's trying to encourage us to keep on working, and we worked really hard in the beginning, man. Jack, my friend, chapeau to you as well. I don't know, I was dying. Anyhow, we're going really fast. I don't touch the brakes here. This is the best thing when you're in a breakaway. You see that corner first. You're not third, you're not fourth, you're not sixth wheel. You're not afraid of what the other guy in front of you will do. You don't touch the brakes at all. You are as smooth as butter. So my mistake, looking at it in hindsight, is that I worked way too hard in the beginning of that breakaway here. As you can see, I didn't rotate well enough. I was really tired right from the get-go, because every time I went to the front and pulled, I was pulling at around 400 plus watts. Again, thinking that I have to open the gap, keep open the gap, because I wanted this break to succeed. And Glenn here in the front, that is, again, I'm not saying it enough, he's a freaking monster. Probably pulling around 400 plus watts as well. No problems, and his pulls are longer than mine. I felt right away in the race he's stronger than me, that's for sure. But that was a mistake from my part, because there's only that much you can put above your threshold and keep on pushing. At one point you'll have to slow down. And as you can see here, I'm asking Glenn to give me a little breather here. I'm not going to the front. And that's already a sign that I'm starting to slow down. At that point, what I should have done, if I was smarter, knowing that I worked so hard, way above what I can do, in order to get this breakaway going and get the gap opening with Jack and Glenn here, I should have just rested. I should have just stayed on the wheel for like just one lap. Just one lap. We still have a long time to go, man. It's 20 minutes into the race. We still have like 35 minutes. But I felt bad. Again, I felt like I don't want to be the weak link, you know. Just keep on pushing. And here you can see already on my wattage that it's hard for me to keep it above 300. because I really needed a breather. I am dying at that point, and I remember telling myself, I'm about to get dropped, but you have to keep on working, work as hard as you can. You don't want to be the one that slow us down. And I kept on working, and the worst mistake happened. You know, it's one thing if you're working too hard, fine, but here right now, this is the worst mistake. I was waiting for Jack to close that gap because he was the wheel behind Glenn. And when I saw that he's not behind me, he's actually behind me right now. I was trying to close the gap into Glenn, and I'm on my limit here. I can hardly I didn't have 350 watts here, hardly. And Jack is getting off my wheel here. I'm trying my best to close the gap, and I just couldn't. This is it. I was red line here. And Jack uploaded his race, and I looked at the wattage he was putting to close that gap into Glenn. He was putting way above 400. There was no way I can sustain 400 right now at that point of the race. I was dying here. I literally got myself dropped off the breakaway, out of the breakaway that won the race. Alright, and here's the spoiler alert. The field never caught them. Jack, my friend, chapeau again. I'm really happy for you, my friend. Seriously happy. And he won the race. Glenn got second. Freaking motor. And at that point, okay, what do I think to myself at that point? I'm looking back, there's nobody behind me, and I'm like, okay, just time trial at like tempo that you feel that you can sustain after such an effort. Maybe you can hold the field. But then I started thinking, no, who am I fooling here? There's still like 30 minutes to the race. No way I can sustain more than 300 watts all by myself. After that breakaway, I mean, in a good day I can do, 30 minutes at like, 320. That's in a good day. Maybe more than that if I'm really in shape and stuff. But, it's the end of the season. I'm really tired already. I can feel my fitness going down. And I don't think I could have done more than 300. You can see it on my numbers here. And that was the end of it. That was the end of it for my race. Obviously at that point I didn't realize, you're playing games with yourself. You're telling yourself, when you're getting dropped like this, you keep on telling yourself, okay, well, there's a chance the field will caught up anyway. They're gonna catch them anyway. Why do I need to kill myself to stay in the front here? And the breakaway probably not gonna succeed. So at this point right now, I'm looking back, I think the field will catch me right now. I don't do another, yep, that's the field catching me. So I'm telling myself, oh, it's not just such a big gap. I should just rest in the field anyway, and they're gonna catch them anyway. I mean, there's no way they're gonna succeed. They're gonna stay away all by themselves, for 30 minutes. The field is going much faster than them, but that's how your mind plays tricks on you. You're so tired. You try and find a reason to stop working as hard. That's it. Okay, so I got back to the pack here, trying to get a breather. I'm resting as much as I can and thinking about my next move. Again, in hindsight, looking at it, it's such a loser mentality. I should have done anything I can to stay on Glenn's wheel when he pulled anything I can, not letting a gap open. Oh my God, Aviv, note to self. Please remember, don't ever give up when you are in the front in a freaking bicycle race. That's now how winning works. God damn it. Alright, let's keep on watching, but from now on it becomes a little more boring. I'm basically trying to just get a breather and thinking, what else can I do here at the rest for the rest of the race. By the way, please check below because I will link Jack's race from his camera that he uploaded to YouTube, and you can see it from his angle if you want to check it out. Me getting into the breakaway, working hard and everything, looks so smooth and strong and everything, but really on the inside hurting like hell. And definitely should check it out. So you can see, it's me back again, you can see here in the front there's a chase going. Hardly. Obviously the second NYCC guy is trying to block, and I'm still trying to get, I'm still tired from that, you know, from that breakaway attempt, and I'm telling myself I don't want to work hard, but I'm forced into chase as well, so I'm coming to the front to chase. I'm becoming from a guy that had a chance of winning the race, I'm becoming a chaser now. And I told myself I'm gonna put 10-15 seconds in the front with everybody else and keep on rotate, but it wasn't cohesive enough, unfortunately. And because it wasn't cohesive, obviously the average speed keeps on dropping. And when you're letting just one or two guys in the front chasing, and guys are frustrated from chasing all by themselves, then yeah, the move in the front has a better chance of surviving. And that's exactly what happened in this race. It wasn't cohesive enough. Guys didn't really put, you know, an effort all together. It wasn't really. You can see now the guy in front of me in the green was just chasing a minute ago, and still again you have to chase again. You can see everybody asking, go to the front, work. The NYCC guy just blocking, you know. Nobody really, there's no cohesion in the front. But again, I'm just trying to take a breather here, and unfortunately, I couldn't really help much in the chase. Alright, so what happened here is everybody tired, everybody frustrated from not chasing, and here's a counterattack by the green team. I forgot their names, I'm sorry. I don't know, they have a puck kit here. The NYCC guy that blocks in the front and not really participating in the race, in the chase, excuse me, actually chased him. And what ended up happening here is actually a second breakaway, or if you want a chase group of two, you can see going up the front. And the guy in the green is blocking because he got a teammate now in the front, and that's how fast a breakaway happens. And if you're in the right place at the right time, you know, you can get a breakaway going. But obviously I was spent a little bit. We got Patrick here as usual, the motor, he's trying to stitch it all back together. But again, there's now two breakaways. The breakaway I was in and are way ahead of the field. Way ahead. I think at this time, I don't know, I'm guessing here, yeah, I'm guessing they have at least half a minute on the field, probably closer to a minute. And then there's another chase group of two in the front, and us, the rest of the field here, or at least whoever stayed in that field. I don't know, we probably like close to 10 to 15 people in the front here, or should I say in the back. But again, as you can see, there's no cohesion. So you have one guy chasing, this time my teammate Patrick, you know, that is chasing the chasers. So again, two breakaways in the front. So here Carl is cutting my teammate. I don't know, buddy, man, he's racing really aggressive, and I mean, it's one thing to race aggressive. He almost got off road here. His wheels skid actually, and I think it's racing a little bit too dangerous, you know, for other people around, but he's very aggressive. Here I decided to participate in the chase and help my teammate Patrick as well. So I'm putting a dig here, 400 watts, trying to get, just to remind you, the chaser is actually the second breakaway on the road. So I'm trying to help as much as I can. I'm getting into the wheel of the teammate of the guy in the front, just to remind you. And I think I was so tired and not realizing what's going on here in this race that I stayed on his wheel, not realizing he's actually blocking. Thank God I have other guys in the race that realized it and kept the pace going. But yeah, I was on my limit on the entire race, man. I was, in oxygen depth here. Sometimes in a race, I mean, you know what's happening in the race, so to speak, sort of, but you are so dazed if you're putting hard digs throughout the race that you're not sure exactly what's going on. And I remember actually, again, a little spoiler alert. Let's see if we can see the two guys in the front here. No, we don't even see here the chaser group. If you remember, there's two guys in front of us, and they are they're right behind the breakaway, the first breakaway. Anyway, my point was that I wasn't even sure at one point of the race when we got the chasers back if that was the front of the race or not, and I was in the front of the race. Only afterwards I realized, holy shit, they actually managed to stay. Only at the end of the race, when the race was over, I realized that the breakaway I was in and helped creating was actually still in the front, which is really crazy because I wasn't sure, did we bring them back, did we not? I wasn't sure. Alright, 4 guys in the front here, 2 in the initial breakaway that I was in, and 2 are chasing, and we are chasing them. So I'll get back to you guys in a few laps time because not much going on here. There's a chase going, some guys blocking, and I'm just trying to stay somewhere in the front and recover, and I'll get back to you when it's getting a little more interesting. second wheel here, and I see the guys in front, and I'm telling myself, okay, I'm gonna be the guy that bring them back. I mean, I'm gonna be the last pull to bring them back because the guys really worked hard in the front. So I'm putting a little dig here, around 400 watts, to close the last few meters here to the NYCC guy. Just again to remind you, he's the second NYCC guy on the road. But when we brought him back, at first I thought it was Glenn, and then only when I brought him back here I realized, oh shoot, this is not even the front of the race. And I'm looking and I'm like, no way, are they still in the front? And I'm asking myself, I wasn't sure. Is Glenn still in the front? Is Jack still in the front with Glenn? What's going on? I didn't even look back to see who's behind, because, you know, the race is on. You're looking always to the front. You want to see what's going on in front of you. And it didn't really matter if we caught them or not to the race. You know, when I was there, I wanted to succeed no matter what. I could, you know, if I can sprint off the group here, even if I'll take third, or maybe if we did caught them, obviously that would be a win. But regardless, I wasn't sure, and I kept on asking myself, did we bring them back or not? And I see Patrick here in the front. Obviously, I would not close the gap, so I saw a gap opening in the front here, and I was happy. Hopefully Patrick can just sustain that. But yeah, I was really uncertain of what's going on in the race, and again, just realizing it after the race was over, that actually I was in a winning move, that I helped creating the move, and I was there, and that was my dream of a move, of staying in the, you know, in the breakaway, a winning break, and I blew it up. Alright, gotta learn my lessons for next time. Anyhow, at that point right now, I'm telling myself, okay, this is the group I'm in. What I'll do is I'll try to execute my plan. You know, if this is the front group right now, and maybe we did catch Jack and Glenn, it might be in the back there. Maybe I don't see them in there in the back. I'll beat my win for the win. I'll put my everything I have on the table for the win here at the last lap, and I was just waiting for the last lap to come. So I'll come back to you before that last attack by me. Alright, so this is the last, we are getting into the last lap, and what I decided to do here is to catch some wind and go around everybody. As you can see, I'm putting some wattage here to get to the front, and I told myself, try to get a little separation going. That was my, again, my initial goal here, before the chicane, before that little two turns, right turn. And I'm telling here to Patrick, that's me, to let me go, to let me have a gap open. And here I'm putting my little attack here. And I told myself I don't want to go really hard. Put like 500 watts when you can. See if there's a little separation going. Yeah. So that's my last beat for glory at that race. Again, not knowing if I'm beating here for the win or what's going on exactly. And I didn't look back at that point. I knew there was someone chasing me. You almost feel it. You can see in the shadows. Someone was chasing me and closed the gap right around here. Somewhere around here. And when I realized I had like maybe 3 or 4 guys actually on my wheel here, I stopped working right away, because my plan was to do it all by myself, not taking any baggage with me. I'm not gonna work when I have other people with me. So what happened is, from my attack, actually we had gaps opened everywhere, but because everybody else stopped working after I stopped working, it got mushroomed again and everybody got back together. But technically, if the guys that were with me here on my left just kept on pushing, kept the pressure on, we would have braked the field for sure. I mean, I don't know if I would have, you know, beat for the sprint, but basically we could have just braked the whole field apart. But unfortunately nobody really wanted to keep the move going, and again the whole field got back together, and that was the end of the race for me. As most of you guys know, I don't love the sprints, and because I put a lot of effort in this race at the initial move and at that last move here, I knew I'm not gonna contest the sprint as is. So the end of it was pretty lame as usual. I let gaps opening, and I think I got like 10th at the field sprint, something like that, but nothing really relevant. Anyhow, guys, this was the last race at Randall's this season. Hopefully I'll get the W next year. Really, thanks for everybody for watching. I'm gonna let you enjoy the end of the race, and until next season, guys, stay safe, and I hope to see you next time.